Pulling the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, pulling the wrist, I never switch.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view, hotel get a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one, they wanna keep me, oh that's a good one. Pockets are dense, I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Touchdown, 8th floor, come down, hotel, lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m., check out. Might give her one foul, just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess on my schedule. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it, that's what happens when you got dreams closer than a match. And plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking, they don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. And I don't need you to okay it. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown.
They can't take it to 10.
Yeah.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Ready? Back 45 behind. Check, Mike 42. Here we go, D. Here I come again.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ready? White 25. 22. All right, T, let's take. All right, T. Easy. White. That's it. 42, Mike 42.
A first down throw for Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long.
What we got? Under 10.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. It's a pickup of 8 yards to move him into a 3rd and 13 here.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Ready. Blue ready. Check. 42's the Mike. There's a party now. Right. Mike's 42. Elbow. I got it. 42's the Mike. 42's the Mike. Easy.
3rd and long for Winston. He's got Evans. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Working out of the gun, Winston. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And his kick is no good.
An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Let's go, boys, bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
It's just me and you. 30. Hey, Echo. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Whip. Watch the whip. Go to 50. Right there.
Here's Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
What you got? What you got, Heavy? Hey, 88. Hey, seam 6. 58 for Mike. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And Adams has it complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Flush to his, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. After the sack on 1st down, Rodgers. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, take 26. Hey, high 7.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Being chased out left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left side. And this will be caught at the 30. And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 47 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Get 300. Get 300. 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark.
Rodgers now to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. 6-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Buccaneers 6, Packers nothing.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Mike 54. 54.
Now it's Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Now a handoff looking right. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Tackles. Check 24. Check. Slam. Hey, Mike's 42. Pick me up. Here we go.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, it's not been their bread and butter. I don't know, is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Green, Timothy. Hey, let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now look at him go. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. And he will take this all the way down to the Packers' 22. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This is Jones. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On 2nd and 7, Winston. And it'll be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals, and if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Rodgers going to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Everyone got 4 down. Back north.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's going to let this one go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Winston. And this one caught by Cameron Brain. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's 3rd down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
We'll see if they can pick it up. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The first play of the second half, a big success, over 30 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. 50. 54 is Mike. 54. Hey, orbit. 54. Watch 54. In your face. Mike's 5'4. Mike's 5'4. Mike's 5'4. Watch. You're going to do that.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Number 50. Hey, you block over here. Right over there. Right over there. Yeah. Smooth. Right there.
Rodgers to throw again. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Carlton Davis picks it. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Ship. Watch the ship. Hey, hey. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Green, triple team. Flip it.
Following the interception, Winston. And this one's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
Mike's 4-2. Mike's 4-2. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soft.
From the gun, Winston. It's caught. Nelson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit, because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Ready? Black 25 behind. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Green, triple team. Easy.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again.
Now Jones. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. Operating from the gun. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It's taken to the 26. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
At the 41-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
SOS. Sunday. SOS. Jet. 22. Jet. Bomber. 22. Jet. Bomber. Green. Triple team.
They just do get the play off. Now Winston. And he rifles one incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
42's the mic.
On 3rd down, Winston. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down.
First down, Buccaneers.
Winston now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Check. Wait. Flip it. Let him go.
Here's Winston. Forced out to his left. He'll run it. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the first down with his legs.
All right, partner, I'm a defender. I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
On first down, Jones. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 28-yard line.
Ready? Black, check. Hey, let's get some penetration here. We're getting some penetration. Shift! Watch the shift! Green, come see. Easy. 36. Let's go.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. As the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Shift. 44. Mike. Wait. Delta. Check. Hey, stop. Let's go. Let me go.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
Yeah, that's how we do, D.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 27 yards there, a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out.
Blue 58. Mark 38. Hey, one side. Hey, Foxtrot.
On first down, Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Rodgers to throw. And that's complete to Adams. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. The Packers on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Rodgers. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, well, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready, blue 80. 42, check, Mike 42. Rip left. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Hey, check 24.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I think it's pretty easy to say this is a ginormous 3rd down opportunity here for the defense. And I'm just going to tell you, Brandon, from my experiences, what you're saying in the huddle to each other is all the right things. Read your keys. Do your job. But the biggest one, you don't have to do more. Just do what you can do, and you can make this play.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Take it at the 37. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Jump out! Hey, Charlie!
Rodgers going to throw again. It's caught here by Adams. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches.
26.
Here's Rodgers. From the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. To throw is Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Back to north. 58's the mic. Hey, wahoo! Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 58's the mic. 58. 58's the mic. Hey, watch the leg.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
58. Back to you. I'm going to come back to you. 58's the mic. Zoom. The mic. Let's go, D. 58's the mic. 58. 58's the mic. Get 300. Get 300.
Here's Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Carlton Davis picks it, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They put up their goal at the beginning of the season, and that was to win 7 games, and now they've accomplished that mission.
And congratulations to them for achieving their goal. They have to finish the season strong, but you've got to think that going forward for next year, they're going to jump that number up a little bit higher.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Lambeau.
Feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night. frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece, that mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bump it. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like what? Whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up, I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down when the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.